Hello people of YouTube, my name is Dirty Oz Gaming and today I have a graphics card review video. Basically in this video I'm going to do a very quick light overhaul of the MSI R9 390 graphics card from AMD, as there's plenty of them on the net. So I'm just going to go real quick over this and then we'll move on to the installation. Alright, so from the front of the box, you can see it says MSI. They got their dragon, that it's their gaming and whatnot. Down the left-hand side of the box, you can see it has 8 gigs of DDR5, supports 3.0 PCIe, and it's the OC edition. On the right, you can see that it's AMD. Flipping on the side, you can see, if I flip it around the right way, that it has a little bit more of the R9 390 and that it's 8 gigs. On the back you got all the different languages, and on this other side you've got the serials and again 390. Now on the back is a little bit more interesting, and it tells you a little bit about its fans, the cooler, the gaming app, and how you can go from OC mode to gaming mode to silent mode. Then you've got that AMD supports FreeSync, Infinity and Liquid VR, which if you guys want to know about that, go check out some other videos that go in a little bit more in depth. Now for the system specs, if my phone would lovely pick up there we go, it supports OpenGL 4.4 support, and if you guys want to pause the video now, hopefully I'll keep it still, you can have a look. It's got 8 gigs like already on the box. It comes with all this technology, and over here this is the requirements for the power. Apparently you need a 750 watt or greater. I have a 600 watt gold modular power supply by Cougar, so this is going to be interesting. Supports HDMI, PCI Express, Windows 8, and what does it say? Norton. Comes with Norton. On the other side you can see that it's 390, 8 gigs, 512-bit memory bus, and that it supports a DisplayPort, HDMI, 2x DVI as well. Right, I've already taken it out of the box just to save time, so I'm going to put that over the side and quickly go through the packaging. Come with a CD. Now, normally people would say get rid of this, but part of the installation that I'll show later is that don't actually chuck this out, because AMD does, at the moment, the time of filming this video, don't have the updated drivers on their website for the 300 series. So keep the disc, because that has the up-to-date drivers which will help you install the card and get it going. So actually keep that unless they've updated it by whatever time you're watching this. Keep it, as it's got the 15.20 drivers which work with the 300 series, and AMD has 15.6 which don't work with the 300 driver series, so don't download anything from their website. So keep this, and I feel sorry for the people that don't have a CD-ROM drive, because you're out of luck, because at the time of filming there is no download links on MSI or AMD, so keep that in mind. Right, so you get a driver disc, you get nice padded foam, you get the anti-static bag, you get a little booklet about more stuff that MSI does, you get another booklet for a quick installation user guide, and you get the graphics card that's normally here. You get an accessory which is a 6-pin to 8-pin converter in here, and that is it. That's it. That's all that is in the box. So I'm going to put this all back together and move on to installation. Right, before I do the installation, I thought I'd do a couple of minutes of the brief overhaul of the card. I did take it back out just to show you what it looks like. It's like all the other MSI cards, like the 980 Ti, the 980, 970. It's got the same little twin Frozer cooler, and I'm going to try and move it out of the way so that the light stays on the card so you guys can get a better look. If you don't know already, it does an 8-pin and a 6-pin, and apparently does 275 watts and requires at least what it says on the box, 750 watts, but I have a 600 watts, so we'll see about that. I don't have a power meter or anything to test it, but we'll see if my little 600 watt gold will run this fine. No crossfire fingers, that's become the norm for the AMD cards now. They've gotten rid of those since the 200 series. You've got the two fans. I don't believe I know what size they are. I believe they're 90 millimeter, possibly. I'm not too sure. They got the LED on the top that actually does come alive when you turn the card on. You've got the... I don't want to pick her up right now, she's a bit hot because I've been running benchmarks on her, which will be in the video as well. So this is going to be a pretty lengthy video, or I may put the benchmarks in a different video. The camera on my phone is doing really bad, and I apologise for that, but I'll point out the I/O on the back. I did say that on the back of the box as well, but yeah, the HDMI 2.0, DisplayPort 1.2, don't quote me on these sorts of things, I don't really look those up. You have two DisplayPorts, one digital, one analog. Actually, no, I'm wrong. You have two digital, no analog. I'm wrong, they're both the same, no analog. So if you're using a VGA to DVI analog adapter, it's not going to work with this card. Right here, I'll move her around and I'll try to pick her up and put her in the light. You can see that is a sexy ass backplate. Got a little dragon on it, it's black, I love it. This is the first MSI graphics card I've actually bought. And I bought it because of the sex appeal of it, red and black, which my system's mainly red and black, so that goes with my system really well. And that it has a sexy ass black plate and this beefy ass freaking cooling system, which actually does what it says, which I'll put in my benchmark video that I'm doing. Of course, you got 5 heat pipes. I don't know what size they are, I'm not too sure, didn't look that up, I'm just doing a quick overview. Other people will be doing this on YouTube that go into this card a little bit more. Underneath the fans, they've put another plate to improve the cooling for the VRMs and MOSFETs and all power connectors and all that. Yet again, I'm not too into that, but I know that there's a plate, you got the fans, you got the heatsink, you got a plate, and then you got the back plate. And that's why the temps are what they are. They're not actually what people think, 95 degrees oven. They're actually not that bad. They're around between the 70s, depending on ambient temperature and all that time of day. But they're in the 70s, which my GTX 780s were in the 70s, so I'm happy with that. The fans, I've had them going for a little bit, and they're not that loud. Yeah, you can hear them if you don't have headphones on, but I have made it run purposely at 100, and you can hear them. But if you let it do its own thing, it go to about 60% at 70 degrees. Of course, you can push that up, maybe to keep the temps down if you really fret about it being an oven. But apart from that, the fans are really good. This cooler is really good. I'm actually pleased for the first MSI card that I've purchased. It's actually pretty amazing to me from someone that bought it. MSI didn't give this to me. I went out and paid 530 Australian dollars for this because that's how much it costs in the land down under. So now I'm going to move on to the basically conclusion of this graphics card and problems I had while trying to get it to run. Installing the AMD drivers after completely putting it in the case was a pain in the ass. It was the first time ever that I have experienced a graphics card not working straight away. And what do I mean by that? So I'm going to go in a bit in depth in this conclusion. So basically what I mean is the current AMD graphics card drivers that are on their website is 15.6 for the beta and 14.12 for their normal Amiga drivers, I believe it is. And none of those work with the 300 series at all. So don't download those for the 300 series. It's not going to work. They only work with 200 and below. For the 300 series, you need to go get the 1515 or 1520 drivers, which I'll have a link in the description. The 1520 drivers do come on that CD that I added earlier, or said earlier in the review that you shouldn't chuck out yet. So actually, if you have a CD-ROM or
you know, you can borrow one off your mate or something. Just grab it and use it, because that will help you a lot. And basically what happens when you install that is the installation process is pretty painless, but you make sure you do a clean uninstall. So download some software, which I'll put in the description as well, which does a complete clean software for your AMD drivers, like gets rid of all your NVIDIA shit if you have NVIDIA, or all your AMD shit, previous AMD shit that you've had, and just gets rid of all of it and makes it easier for you. Because I went through the painful part of actually reformatting my whole Windows, which I'm fine with, but the easy, quicker way, painless way would be to just download the software in the description and just install that and use it, as it would be much better. You can of course wipe your system if you want to, just to make sure you do nail it on the head, but that's the second thing. There may be other fixes, but as the time of recording this, I can only think of those two off the top of my head. So if you've liked this review from me, as I don't know if there's that many others on YouTube at the moment, but I like this card, and after fixing those problems, it's pretty good. I would recommend buying the MSI version, as it's pretty well built. So yeah, if you've liked this, like it. If you didn't like it, of course, dislike it. Subscribe if you want more. I will be doing a benchmark video on this graphics card in the next coming days, so look out for that on my channel. Plus, check out all my gaming videos and other IT videos. That would be great. This is Dirty Oz signing off. Thanks for watching. Ciao for now.